Welcome to Swoon Worthy, the podcast that covers all things period drama. I'm your host, Carly, and I'm joined by two of my Swoon Worthy collaborators, Stephanie and Sunny. We feel incredibly lucky to bring a special guest to today's episode, a Swoon Worthy first, someone from the creative team of a show we've covered many times before on the podcast. Jack Oliver Hopkins, senior costume embellisher on Bridgerton. Hi, Jack.
Hi there. Thank you so much for having me.
We are so thrilled to have you joining Swoonworthy. We should mention that we first connected with you on Instagram, and our listeners can follow you at Jack Oliver Clothing, where you share incredible, detailed close-up photos of Bridgerton costumes, behind-the-scene moments. You have such a fascinating role on Bridgerton, working across seasons one, three, and four. So, to start us off, could you share a little bit about what it actually means to be an embellisher?
Of course, of course. So the embellishment department is the last department that the costumes will come through. So you've got the design team, then you've got the makers, the incredible makers that put together all of the garments, and then it kind of comes to us where we do the decoration, the little flowers, the flourishes on top of these already amazing garments. So we kind of yeah, we bring the floof, the design
Hmm.
to it, the element.
I was wondering about the progression of the costume, and it sounds like there's work that's done to the garment, the structured piece before it comes to your workroom. Yeah.
Yeah, so you've got the cutters, they create all the patterns, they do the fittings, and then you have the group of makers that will put everything together. You've got the tailoring department. There's so many departments that all come together
Wow.
to make this show what it is. And we have the privilege to do all the little decorations, a lot of people call it, but yeah, the embellishments, the
Yeah.
sparkle.
The sparkle, yes. I mean, you think Bridgerton, you think of like the flower appliques, the leaves, the sequins, feathers. I
Yeah,
mean, that's
yeah.
all what you do, right?
Yeah, exactly. The amount of we have shelves and shelves of beads, as you say, sequins. We're like kids in a candy store.
Ooh.
It's very fun. Yeah, yeah.
And that's awesome. And you work with costume designer John Glazer, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, yeah. So he did the first one, third, fourth, and now the fifth. Um, he's great to work with. He's so smart with his layering of fabrics. Yeah, and he's got a great team behind him as well. There's George, there's Henry, and then there's Dougie who does the menswear.
Ooh.
Um, and their vision is really, really great. John has tried to like progress every series. Obviously, you have to move it on, but there's different elements, small elements that you wouldn't think of that he's really, pushed, and it's just become such a visual pleasure. Yeah.
Truly. Yeah, each season it feels like you're pushing the envelope a little bit, expanding the world of costuming. Of course, keeping some consistency. I'm thinking also the color themes of some of the characters that you see
Yes.
each season.
Where each family famously has their colors, their vibes. I think it was said before, like the Featheringtons were very Versace, the Bridgertons are more Dior, more
Mm.
demure, which is amazing. And then with those colors, you can really see kind of characters' developments as well. You can see where they're going, what's happening with the storyline. It goes along with the storyline, which I love, which I find fascinating.
Yes, storytelling through costumes, really.
Exactly, exactly. Which is really why I loved costume in the first place is kind of the psychology behind it. Like
Mm.
everyone is putting on a costume when they get up in the morning, so
Hmm.
it's really diving into those characters and seeing where they're going, their journey or where they've been and how that affects them now, things like that, you
Yeah.
know.
Yes. And do you work with the actors, the characters personally?
Yeah, we do. So when a dress comes into our department, we've all got such personal styles.
Yeah.
There's seven of us in the department, six of us with a head of department,
Okay.
and then there's one senior. And when a dress comes in, or some we do menswear as well, we kind of automatically know, oh, that would be great for so and so, that would be great for so
Oh,
and so. So it's nice to have that. And then with if you're doing the garment, then yeah, you'll go into the fittings and you'll discuss with the actor, with the actress, what's going on. You'll discuss with the designers. It's a big kind of meeting. You'll think, well, okay, what now? How can this be better? What can we change here? So that's a
oh.
nice opportunity, yeah, to get to speak with the cast, and yeah, develop characters and things.
Do you have someone that comes to mind that just as an example, someone your team likes to work with as a character?
Well, we all have our favorites. I love the Queen because you can go as crazy as you kind of want,
Of
you know.
course, of course.
It's a pleasure to do. It's like, yeah, go bigger, bigger, bigger.
Hmm.
Then we have like people who are more delicate, who like to, do small, intricate flowers, intricate pleating. Then we have people who are great with gold work. So we've got like
Oh.
a huge range of skills really, and we can all bring them together and create what John, what George, what everyone comes up with. We can really kind of work together and do the best of everyone's ability. We want it to be stunning.
I think it shows. I mean, I think anyone who has seen each season of Bridgerton knows that the characters are important and your work I mean, I'm sure there's a lot of collaboration with the team too and with the makeup and hairstyling team.
Yeah, very much. So her and on that series, we were lucky enough. We were kind of very close, the departments, because normally you're spread out throughout the studios. But we were kind of right next to the hair department, so we could see what they were doing. They could see what we were doing, and it is. I mean, they have their designs, we have ours, but obviously everyone's coming together. Does it work? Or we might take an element from them, like we really wanted to. One idea was to make some hair flowers to put over the Queen's dress. So we went to them, how do you guys do it? It didn't work for us in the end, so we did something else. And then they use elements from our costume if we've got some pieces left over and they want to place it in the hair,
Oh,
so it is kind of a cohesive costume, but their designs are just phenomenal, I think. Her wigs, all the hair is great.
it truly is.
I notice, of course, that all of the costumes in Bridgerton are so elaborate and so detailed. And you said you can go really big with certain characters like the Queen. I was wondering, how do you know when to stop embellishing sometimes? Because there's just like so many tiny details on some of these costumes. How do you edit yourselves and know when it's a finished product?
It's tricky because I think people work in different ways. I love to personally go as big as you can, like push it as much as you can. Then you can always bring it back down, you
Yeah.
know?
Oh.
Yeah.
So I like to work like that. And but you look at it, you're like, you're crazy. And then you're like, no, no, okay, we're gonna scale it down. It's gonna be this. But yeah, and you can easily get carried away. More sequins, or this kind of thing. Um, but then you learn to kind of know, always step back. It's really good to have a break as well. Like I'm I'm one of the rare smokers in the industry, but I always like to go. I'm like, I'm gonna walk away for 5 minutes and then I come back and you know exactly, no, this needs to be removed. This needs to. And you always as well, you need to remember the character. Because you can think something's pretty, you can carry on, but then you need to always remember who is this for? Would they wear this? Would they do that? So yeah, you've got a lot to kind of think, a lot to balance. But I think it's not a bad thing to go too much. You can always remove things. It's
Ah,
rather than
yeah.
not pushing enough, and then you're like, oh, I should have done this, I should have done that.
Yeah, absolutely. That's very cool. Thank you.
That is cool. That is good to know. Yeah, go big or go home and then
Yes,
scale it back.
exactly, exactly.
Take
Also, it's
risks.
going to be, yeah, it's going to be on camera too. So I'm sure like what you're seeing is so different from what we see, as an
Yeah,
audience. So
totally. And
yeah.
then you also need to think as well with principles, and then you've got the crowd behind you. So then
Hmm.
you don't want to do too much on the crowd. You don't want to upstage the principals, or there's that balance as well, definitely, which is which is the journey, which I think is
Mm,
really the fun part.
Yes,
yes. Yes.
absolutely.
And you mentioned crowd, and I recently rewatched the Masquerade Ball scene from season 4, episode 1. It's just so stunning. I think one of our favorite episodes that we've seen. And I'm thinking of all the background
Yeah.
characters. That was must have been intense.
It was so that I know the millinery department were just crazy busy. All the supporting actors, they all had their own characters. So there was, I remember this gorgeous horse man in a corset with a huge, and then the swan lady.
Yes.
It was such a great ball to work. There's balls every series, but that will definitely be one to remember. And the amount of work that went into each character, you know,
Yeah.
as well as obviously the principals had their amazing characters, but then yeah, the supporting actors had their own ones, which I think brought their confidence, which brought everything out, you know?
Yeah. Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I had a question specifically about the now iconic Lady in Silver dress.
Yeah.
There is a wonderful behind the scenes photo posted on Instagram by the head embellisher, Maria Gomez Patino.
Marina, gorgeous
Yeah.
person, yes.
I think it's pinned on your Instagram if any of our listeners want to check out that photo. But it's a photo of the 6 members of the embellishment team, yourself included, working side by side around the lady in silver dress that Sophie wears. I'm so curious to know how that works. Like, is the dress on a lazy Susan? Does one person work on one layer and then pass it off to another person? I'm sure it must take a lot of coordination.
Oh yeah, and thankfully we're all very good friends, so we can get close to each other. You know, we're in, so yeah, it's like a game of Twister, really. So yeah, we have our time limit, we have our date, we
Oh,
have our time where things have to be sent. You know, there's so much money being spent on the set, on the lighting, on the cast, so we can't afford to be late for anything. So we will
mm,
do whatever it takes to
yeah.
get something ready, especially for that one. It was a lot of details. It was a gorgeous dress. Maria, yeah, was amazing at. She did the design, and then we were all kind of helping.
Okay.
And the layers. When I say John is amazing at putting layers together,
Uh-huh.
there was about 3 layers on this dress. Appliques on the top layer, appliques on the second layer, appliques on the third layer. So they all gave their different elements of shimmer and
Yes.
light. So yeah, we're all like this, elbows together, but we're just gossiping, chatting, and doing
Oh.
the and doing these pretty things. So then after we're all together stitching, we then need to go to the next progress process, which is then hot fixing. So then we're putting Swarovskis on it. So then
Mm.
again, that's all laid on the table. There's 5 of us around it, all doing our individual crystals. It's such a process. And I think really that kind of thing brings your team together. It's so team building. And then, yeah, at the end of the day, we can sit back. Yeah, very
Oh,
proud, done, it's sent, you know? And
oh
yeah,
my
the
goodness.
process, it's madness behind the scenes. In every I used to do a bit of fashion, and that's crazy behind the scenes. But then the catwalk is so simple and it looks effortless. You know, it's that
Yeah.
kind of the same thing. It's not a glamorous job, but it's fun, and as long as you're passionate about it, then yeah, you all collab, you all get together. And it's not the first time we've all huddled around and
Oh
pit
my
pricked
goodness.
ourselves so many times, you know.
Oh
That's
wow.
so fun. That sounds like such a fun experience that you get to do it with your friends and it's kind of like a social activity, like you guys are working but you're also chatting.
Totally. And we're all wanting the same goal. So it's very easy to kind of, yeah, all come together.
Yeah. Yeah, you mentioned the passion, and the passion really comes through in these costumes. I think everyone who watched season 4 knows that this is an artistic, beautiful show as far as the costume design and all the embellishments. So thank you.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think working on season one, you never really know what is gonna come from this.
Yeah.
So it was very exciting. It was a new period drama, it was a bit different. But then
Mm,
seeing also how it's flourished and how the amount of fans that there are, and it's kind of made its own genre in a way.
yes.
Um, so that's very exciting. Yeah, the
Yeah.
development.
I want to mention that too because it is its own genre. It has period accurate elements as far as maybe the silhouettes, the Regency cuts, the Empire waist gown is very typical of the era, Spencer coats and police coats and
Yeah.
jackets and but it's so unique and so creative. Do you enjoy the artistic aspect of it? It's not necessarily period accurate, period correct.
I love period fashion. I love the history of fashion. But I also think, I love a Jane Austen. It's perfect, it's gorgeous. But I think that we can push stuff a little
Hmm.
further. We're living in the modern world. We can have different references. So it's kind of become like this period fantasy
Yes.
world. No, there's a place for period correctness, and then I think
Yes.
there's a place where you can experiment and make this world exciting, make this world modern and appeal to a modern audience as well.
I think it's a very expansive show. It touches many people and it's gotten so popular over the years. And I think it is due to the creativity there. So I'm with you
Yeah,
100%.
definitely. Yeah, from all different areas, I think somebody can either relate or someone can see. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Any other masquerade looks that come to mind or any other costumes from the series that stand out to you?
I have I have many
Yes,
faves.
of
What are
course.
you guys' favorite? What are your favorites?
Sunny.
Oh my gosh, Jack, I have to ask you about my favorite costume this whole series, which was Lady Violet's masquerade ball gown. One
Oh,
of the reasons I was so excited to see that you worked on that. I know you posted a couple of beautiful photos on your Instagram. One of the reasons it's my absolute favorite dress is it is so reminiscent of one of my childhood fantasy dresses. Are you by any chance familiar with the early 2000s animated masterpiece Barbie of Swan Lake?
oh my gosh. You're putting me on the spot now.
I'm so sorry.
Possibly. How is it very similar?
It's similar in spirit. So the character
Okay.
that wears it in the Barbie film, she also has like beautiful auburn hair and it's like a beautiful like purple, greens, blues gown,
I
very
love that you
shimmery.
said that because it was its own aura, it was its own like feeling. And yeah, I get now what you mean. It really was like a dream, and Ruth just wears it so beautifully.
And it was Titania, the Queen of the Fairies from Shakespeare's A Midsummer Night's Dream.
Yeah,
But I
yeah.
love how, Sunny, you called attention to, some of our animated, nostalgic
Which I
favorites.
love. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's it. You have to like that's especially when looking for inspiration and things. You look at every type
Yeah.
of media you can. That kind of inspiration.
Oh,
I know
yeah.
that John works a lot. He looks at current fashion, he looks at period history, costume, and he looks at art. So those are like his three kind of go-tos. But yeah,
Ooh.
you can look everywhere, which I love.
I couldn't help thinking of the other Cinderella movies when it came to Sophie's story, especially Ever After. Is Cresta a bit of Legally Blonde or with the hot
Yeah,
pink? We
yeah,
can.
she's the Hilton, no, the Paris of the crew. No, she was so much fun. I really enjoyed working on her because yeah, you could be so silly and pink and fluffy and
Yeah. Love it. What about you, Stephanie? Favorite looks?
Yeah, this isn't a masquerade look, but we have to talk about the Queen's zebra dress. I
oh,
think I gasped out loud when I saw that on screen. It was just so, so cool. Do you have
yeah.
any insight into like how that was made or
So
designed?
Maria did the embellishment for that, the head of
Okay.
department. But what we did a lot of that season was Lorenzo the jeweler. He's a fantastic guy. He can also paint very beautifully.
Mm.
Oh,
So
wow.
he then ended up painting a lot of the Queen's fronts, the zebra, the swing, the girl on the swing.
Yes.
Um, it was a really exciting time because it was like another layer to the costumes. It was now being hand painted, and then we got to embellish on top of this already beautiful canvas. It was really exciting. It was really exciting. And the zebra, yeah, it was so stunning. It was so stunning. And because she used to have, yeah, all these zebras
Yeah.
in her garden,
Yeah.
which
Yeah.
has always been a dream of mine. I always wanted a
Oh.
zebra.
They're beautiful. Yeah. Oh, yeah. It was just so cool. That's so neat to learn that it was painted and
Yeah, all
multiple
hand
dresses were
painted. It's
painted.
a canvas. Yeah, Lorenzo's fantastic, and yeah, all hand painted.
That's so cool. Did you happen to work on Cressida's coat that had all of the bows,
That
the
again was
pieces?
Maria.
Okay.
That was outrageous. I was so there was a team of us really, but the Cressida's ball dress with the
Hmm.
wings. That was kind of I don't know. I loved working on that.
Cool.
Yeah, there was
Yeah.
such strong. She had outrageous costume.
She did. Yeah, they like make me laugh, but they're also just so incredibly crafted. It's really
Yeah, I
impressive.
mean, it is a joke to begin with, but then it's like, no, that is really what that is who she is. That's what exactly she would wear.
Yes. And Jack, I think we talked about it previously, how her character has become softer and we relate more to Cressida now. We see the softer
Yeah.
side, but her costumes are still bold.
Yeah, so that was always her, but she was just misunderstood. I feel a
Hmm.
lot like Araminta in that
Ooh.
series, like there's characters which come across as yeah horrible, but then there's another layer. There's why are they like that?
Hmm.
What's.
Yes. I love the posy pink and black
Oh
dress. Oh my
yeah.
gosh. And the
Posey was really fun, actually. Posey was a great character. The two sisters were. They were kind of the Featherington sisters, of kind of, because we didn't really
hmm
have them so much. But
Oh,
yeah,
you're right. Yeah, they weren't on it this season as much, but yeah, for Queen Charlotte, we had, you mentioned the zebra dress, the swing, so the Fragonard
yes, yeah.
painting of the swing, which that was the finale episode dress, and it just was stunning. I loved the dark green. It was almost like a hunter green or forest green, and the golds. There was some coral and pink.
John puts these colors together, which shouldn't go, but they
Yeah.
go so well.
Hmm.
But yeah, I did the embellishment on that, and it was more with that one. It was just to frame this gorgeous painting that was on
Hmm.
there. So I decided to do big, heavy velvet curtains, like a theater kind of thing,
Yeah.
just to frame that. It was so stunning. And then we made metal flowers. So all of her
Hmm.
flowers are made of metal. Swarovski crystals everywhere. It
Wow.
was yeah, that was one of my highlights. I really enjoyed working on that. And then
Yes.
again with the hair for that, they made a giant chandelier. So it really was like a theater with the chandeliers. It was yeah, that all
Yeah.
came together really beautifully, I thought.
And maybe this is a good time to mention that you have some theater work in your background, opera,
Yeah.
ballet.
Before I got into costume, I was in makeup. I was in stage makeup. So I did makeup design. I loved it. I really
Oh.
enjoyed it. Um, but then I remember I was in the makeup room and the room next to me was the costume department, and I kept looking through and I was like, no, I want to be on that. I want to be in that department.
Oh.
So I kind of found a way, and I worked at a small theater, um, doing like assistant design and things like that. And then I went away and I studied for a few years costume
Okay.
design. Then I worked for a tailor, which was amazing, really opened my eyes up into the costume world. And it was mostly tailoring for operas,
Wow.
some ballet pieces. some musicals, things like that. And then I kind of met people and then got into film. My first film was Aladdin, the
Oh my
Disney film
gosh.
Aladdin. Yeah.
Okay, we are Disney adults over here. We love Disney movies, Disney live actions. And I did want to ask you about Aladdin and Maleficent, Mistress of Evil.
Yeah. Well, so Aladdin was always my favorite Disney film growing
Oh,
up.
yeah.
So it was like some kind of mad moment when I was suddenly working on
Yeah.
the I was like, what is happening? Okay, this is very exciting. And
Wow.
then yeah, it kind of just started from there.
Yeah. The costume
Um,
designer on Aladdin, Michael Wilkinson, I believe just won an Emmy for Andor season 2. Like we are huge
yeah,
fans of his work.
yes, and honestly, he was the nicest designer. He's such a good soul. He's really sweet man and clearly very clever. Yeah.
Yeah. And then Ellen Mirojnick,
Uh,
Maleficent, and season 1 of
yeah.
Bridgerton. Yeah.
Yes, exactly. No, she was great. Again, another film which I was quite blown away to be a part of. I really loved Angelina and all her stuff.
Yeah.
So I was again fanning out. And then Ellen, yeah, she's amazing. I went on to work with her again on Cinderella, so we have
Oh,
quite a few
yes.
productions. Yeah, she's got such a style. I love her work. So yeah, it's really nice to, especially when you get to work with people for a while, you really get to know their style and how they work and what
Hmm.
they like and what they don't. You know, it's
Yeah. And I was looking back at some of my favorite photos from the Maleficent movie and Aladdin. And now that I know what you do as a costume embellisher, I'm looking at all the details of the gowns and dresses and the hair pieces as well. And I'm like, oh, I wonder if that was Jack putting on
which
that flower.
also like you miss like unless you know that that is a department,
Hmm.
then you don't really. You kind of
Yeah.
you take things like that just as it is. But if you really know what goes into it, then you
Yeah.
have a real appreciation, I think, which is really nice for you guys to have me on to like discuss that. Because yeah, it is a whole other element which we're really proud of, you know?
As you
Yeah,
should be. Yeah. We wanted to highlight and spotlight your work and your team's work. So,
very
yeah.
kind, very kind.
I have to also ask your filmography, the first Downton Abbey movie, 2019.
Yes. Oh, that was such a pleasure. That was such a lovely job. It was scary because all of the costumes are either like antique pieces or they're made from a piece of antique fabric. So you'd be handed this one-off piece of gorgeous 1920s velvet and you'd have to make a dress out of it.
Oh my goodness.
So it's the pressure. It's gorgeous because you have to handle these fabrics so differently. You have to back them. You have to. So it was like a restoration project, really, which
Yeah.
was really fascinating, and I loved. And yeah, obviously, I've been a fan of the series.
Oh
So
yeah.
and yeah, I'd never worked on a production like that where you were using all these antique and vintage pieces, it was exciting. Yeah.
Probably quite different from Bridgerton.
Yeah.
And you posted a picture of Dame Maggie Smith with one of the
Yeah.
restored outfits.
Yeah, I was a big fan of her. I met her a few times and she was always lovely. And yeah, that was the first costume I did for her. Um so yeah, just out of respect. It was so sad when she passed. So yeah, I was always proud of that.
To have met
And my
her, I mean,
grandparents
oh,
are really proud. So I was like, yeah, I was a
oh,
bit of that.
I can imagine. We are huge fans of her work and just loved her. And again, yes, it was, I think we all felt it when she passed away.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, well, this is great to just chat about your filmography, your how you got started.
Thank
Um,
you so
did
much.
did you grow up around the arts? Did you learn to sew at a young age?
I was always very arty. I love to paint and draw. I wasn't really into sewing. My grandma was was a sewer, but it never was. It was more design and more drawing for
Okay.
me. But I always was very interested in that kind of in the arts. Yeah, like I always went to galleries, and then I thought, do you want to be a painter? But I didn't want to. And then I was like, do you want to
Uh-huh.
be in fashion? And then it was kind of bringing art and fashion, I think, together as more costume.
Yeah,
There was
definitely.
one point I wanted to go to Paris and go to art college in Paris and study the history of art and all of this. And then there
Oh,
was I wanted to go to costume and then but yeah, costume was the one that held on really.
and
Yeah.
did you grow up in the London area
I
or?
grew up down south in the countryside, really.
Oh.
In Chichester. Yeah, it's cute. Yeah, there were just fields around.
Oh, lovely.
But then I always, as soon as I was 19, as soon as I was 18, 19, I moved straight to London. I
Okay.
knew I was like a city. I've done that. I've done the countryside. I would love to, in some years retire, move to the country, but
Yeah,
I love London.
of
I do.
course.
And I
And you've
still
been
love
to,
Paris, so
I was gonna say you've been to France, right?
maybe that will
Yeah.
that will cool one day.
Oh my goodness. Did you live in Paris or just kind of visit?
I just spent a lot of time
Yeah.
there. Yeah, yeah. I got into the college to a college, but it just didn't turn out. But I think, everything has its reasons
Yes,
and
for
yeah,
sure.
very happy.
Oh, that's so great. Paris, you just think of the fashion there and wow.
Exactly, exactly. And I like having, yeah, just a little coffee on the side of the road.
It is the best atmosphere there for sure.
Yeah.
Sunny Steph, any other questions for Jack?
Jack, I'd love to know what area of England did you grow up in?
So it was West Sussex.
West
It
Sussex,
was down
okay.
south, yeah. So you had like the coast, and then you had the countryside, like the West Downs. Um, yeah, beautiful scenery. If you like walking, was it?
I love walking, and
Yeah,
my husband
exactly.
and I actually got to visit the Kent area last
Okay,
July, and we
perfect.
did like the garden tours, like Sissinghurst and all of those, and it was just
Oh,
incredibly
gorgeous.
beautiful. Yeah.
Yeah, there are some magnificent parts. The south is more kind of yeah, kind of like shallow hills, but like fields and the colors.
So
That
beautiful.
sounds lovely.
I have kind of a random question because you are an embellisher, you've worked in theater and everything. Have you ever worked with any drag queens, like making drag costumes? Or are you a fan of drag at all?
I never have. I love RuPaul's Drag Race. I watch
I
it
do
all the
too.
time.
Yes.
But I never have, and I would love to. I love what also is very interesting is corsetry to me. Like I love
Oh,
tailoring, so I find corsetry as a type of tailoring. So that's something very interesting. And yeah, again, it's a costume, so you can go as crazy as you can. As
Crazy and
crazy as
big.
you like. Maybe there's not a stop button
Yes,
with
exactly.
that.
There's no editing with drag queens.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah. There's so many incredible UK drag queens too. And I know like making those costumes is a whole industry itself. But
Yeah,
yeah, earlier when you said every day you wake up and you put on a costume, it just reminded me of RuPaul.
it's
We're all
so
born naked and the
true.
rest is drag.
It's so true. It's so true. I love the fashion industry as well. It's completely different to the costume world. So it's getting that balance. It's nice to kind of dive in on both sides. And obviously
hmm
I loved art. I loved painting. So I never say no to anything. You know, I'll try everything.
Yeah, the sky's the limit. And
Yeah.
is there anything that fuels your creative process? Any music you like to put on while you work, or a favorite drink or snack? I know this is kind of random, but
Well, I'll have a glass of wine.
okay. Nice.
My own thing, like if I'm at home, I'm painting, I'm doing something, I'll put on like as loud as I can, like a Chopin, like some
Ooh.
kind of classical music, or it depends, maybe some heavy rock, or like just something that will, whatever the mood takes you. But
That's
yeah, I
fun.
think, and I like to be by myself. I like to wear headphones and listen to music,
Okay.
if that's like my personal thing. And when I'm
Hmm.
at work, when we're all in the workroom, we have music on in the background, but we listen to our podcast. I love like an audio book. So that kind of thing. And then I'll go out for my cigarette break, as I said.
Nice.
That's one thing. Okay, I think I've got it. Let me come back. No, I need to
Yeah.
change this, change that.
It helps to take your
But
eyes
also
off it
there's
for a moment.
exactly. And when you say about snacks, there's far too many snacks around the studios. So there's always a cake or a biscuit somewhere.
Oh, fun. Yeah. You think about artists and music. I mean, that goes hand in hand too. Yeah.
Totally, totally. And you really need to be in your own space, I find. So that's where I like to create, yeah, an atmosphere.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and then you can really just go where your hands take you. I don't know. That's my thing.
Oh, well, thank you for sharing that, Jack. I appreciate that. We appreciate
Of
that.
course. Thank you.
We've learned some good lessons here, like say yes to everything,
Oh,
step away sometimes and come back. I
so
love it.
true.
I'd love to know if you have any like really memorable moments from set on season for like maybe an embellishment, not catastrophe, but something that you really had to like problem solve and the solution that you ended up finding was even maybe better than what you originally planned or something like that.
Oh my gosh, let me think. Well, happy mistakes do happen. So that
Mm-hmm.
is a thing. Like it won't mean to be one thing and then it does turn out to be another.
Yeah.
I remember we didn't have enough time to make enough flowers at one point. So we had
Oh.
to figure out, what should we do? But then we saw that she was sitting under a table. She was sitting at a table. So then we realized, okay, oh, thanks God we don't. Okay, we need to make half the amount of flowers, perhaps. Maybe
Oh.
something like that. I can't think of like. There's so many moments throughout where it is like that kind of aha, yeah, yes moment, when you're all working on it. And then suddenly something will click and you're like, oh, yeah, this is how we do it. Okay, now we can move forward. That kind
Mm-hmm.
of thing. So many times that happens. And every week you're having a small victory. You're problem solving constantly, you know?
Oh my gosh. Yeah, so are there some time sensitive moments, I'm sure?
Very much, very much. Um, Especially if there's a change to the schedule, if there's a change to the script, or suddenly they're like, oh, and we need two of these. And you're like, oh wow, okay. Everyone heads down.
Wow.
Um, but we like to try and stay organized. There's always mad moments. Yes, for there was a moment in Sophie's silver dress where one of the bows had come undone on her sleeve, so we had to rush to set and we had to re-stitch it and everything. So there's really, we're running across the studios with needles and scissors. So yeah, there's moments like that, but that's what comes with it, and that's what makes it kind of quite
Yeah.
exciting as well.
It's fun to hear the behind the scenes kind of like things that you don't always hear.
Yeah, a lot goes on to
Yeah.
bring this to life.
Oh, for
Mhm.
sure.
Yes, we love your Instagram so much and your beautiful Polaroid photos. They're just
That's really kind. I really
yeah,
tried to like make it kind of a vibe.
totally.
So
Yes.
thank you.
Yes, please keep
Yes.
posting as much as you're, allowed to.
I will. That's the thing. I can't just leave it for when Bridgerton's done. I need like
Yeah.
my other stuff. So that's why I'm gonna keep working at weekends. And I'm very excited for the future. Yeah.
Oh,
Yay.
Watch this space.
watch. Jack, thank you so much on behalf of our Swoon Worthy team here, Swoon Worthy the podcast. We have been such fans of Bridgerton and your work, and it is an It's just an honor to have you on the podcast to talk about your process and really showcase what the behind the scenes costume department does on Bridgerton.
Well, you guys, thank you so much for having me, honestly, ladies. It's been lovely to chat, and I'm so pleased. You guys are fans, and I'm really happy to have had this. Yeah, thank you.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you, Jack.
Thanks so much.
There you have it, a rare chance to hear firsthand how Bridgerton's costumes come to life, and especially how the embellishments add that unmistakable sparkle, depth, and storytelling to every look. It's been such a joy to explore the passion, artistry, and craftsmanship happening behind the scenes of one of our favorite shows. A huge thank you to Jack Oliver Hopkins for sharing his time and insight with us today. You can follow his work on Instagram at Jack Oliver Clothing. His close ups and behind the scenes glimpses are truly extraordinary. And thank you, as always, to my swoon worthy co hosts, Stephanie and Sunny, for bringing thoughtful questions and personal connections to the conversation. Be sure to follow us on Instagram, where we'll be posting the costumes and moments we discussed in this episode. Please share Swoonworthy with a friend or family member who loves period dramas as much as we do. It helps our community grow. Thank you, and catch you next time.